Hi, good morning. For the ones who don't know me, my name is Celina. I teach at Matriz and at the Águas Claras branch. For some reason I was asked to talk to you about my experience with Global. Well, no one really knows how teenage students are going to be feeling in class, right? However, even though they are a little bit harder to please and they get bored easily, teaching them and promoting an interesting environment in our classes shouldn't be something like an impossible mission, right? So the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of teaching teenagers, intermediate teenagers at the CASA is adaptation. Probably because I agree that some of our students are really young and they might feel a little bored or lost and therefore demotivated by the kinds of topics they have to talk about in our classes, right? Yes, I agree that the topics brought by Global are not 100% directly linked to our students' lives and realities and interests, but I also believe that using that as an excuse is only going to make our lives harder and our classes painful, right? So the way I found to motivate my students in class was bringing to class the much of the topic that the book brings that relate to their lives, right? As old as they may sound, mind maps can help us a lot with this job, right? When we are planning a lesson, we usually think of a few different routes to teaching a topic or to approaching, to exploring a topic, right? And mind maps usually successfully assign which ways to choose, which ways are going to make our students more interested, and they usually show us what students will be most willing to talk about, right? Also, some of us insist on assuming that our students are shallow, that they're empty, that they are even childish, uninteresting, right? The way I see it, our students, our audience, right, they have free and easy access to all kinds of information. Our students are able to talk about a variety of topics, right? The only thing we have to do is to show them that we want to listen to them, that we respect their points of view, and that we want them to contribute to our classes, right? Also, differently from what some of us may say, I strongly believe that our students, our grown-ups to be, are still really into hands-on activities. So whenever I'm planning my lessons, I make sure to include some moving around, some leaving the room, sometimes singing and dancing. They're great activities and apps with the iPads for them, right? I have been having good experiences with intermediate and advanced students with writing on the iPads and then peer checking with the iPads and then sending me the compositions and then getting feedback by email too, or in class after their compositions have been corrected. And I also include things like pasting and coloring and cutting. Our students, they have different abilities, different interests. Once we get to know what these interests are, we can benefit a lot by incorporating them to our classes, right? And making our classes more attractive, more appealing, more meaningful for them. Well, I'm here as no expert in the level, since it's my second time teaching Global and it's my second time teaching 3B. And I'm sure there is a lot about the book for me to learn. And there are some of you sitting there right now have been teaching this book like for 3-4 semesters. But this is just me sharing some thoughts and ideas that have been working for me and that have been pleasing my students and bringing some very good results. Right? My group is a small group. There's 7 groups. The one now, the first group I taught had like 17 or 18 students in Aguas Claras, and now I have a Moraes group. And yes, some of them have some special needs, but they're great. They're great. Talking to them is very nice. They contribute a lot to classes, right? And they are interested in the things we do in class. But I try to listen to them a lot. And I try to get what kind of stuff, as they say, that they're into, right? So yes, that's what I've been doing. Bye-bye. Thank you. Who's there? Who's there? Let me see. Hey.